50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Wait, what if instead of being Mario, you are the Goomba? I'm going to be remaking this game, making the Goomba powerful enough to get its revenge on Mario for all the times it has been squashed and sent to hell.
I don't know what to say, really.
Game begin.
Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to give the Goomba power-ups like the big mushroom, which make Mario bigger, the fire flower, which allows you to shoot fireballs, and finally the star power-up, which makes you invincible. Not to mention being able to jump, break blocks, and collect coins. So with Mario now being the enemy in this game, he will have restricted movement that the Goomba used to have, and that's it. Oh looks like we're going to have to make the Fire Mario as an enemy type as well. Okay, confession time. Originally I was going to make this game in 2D, but this video from Cody inspired me to think a bit differently. Cody made an amazing 3D version of this game, and so I thought, hold on a second, why don't I make some additions to my version? What is the worst thing that could happen? We're going to add this outline feature, which this asset called FlatKit allows us to do. And if you didn't guess already, the Goomba is going to be voiced by Al Pacino.
Give me all you got! Give me all you got!
And finally, we're going to add one more power up to the mix, the Mega Mushroom. If you didn't know, this mushroom is the most legendary mushrooms of all, doing this. So let's add that. Boom, that is the plan. This is how we redeem the Goomba. This is how we get his revenge from all the time he has been squashed, kicked, and tricked. Okay, so I'm going to be using this Mario Wiki site for all the references, which also comes with this level layout for level 1. We're going to start by making the blocks, and there are quite a few of them. This ground block for walking, this brick block for smashing, and this mystery block for smashing but for rewards. And this block for climbing, by the way. Actually no, it's a stair block, right? Stair block? These blocks are going to be in 3D, so I made a simple cube and created 4 separate materials with their respective textures, and boom, we have it. Walking, smashing, rewarding, and climbing blocks. Using a level layout, I then laid down all of the bricks into their correct positions. I made other environment assets like the bushes, clouds, pipes, and the checkpoint flag, and placed them into the scene until all that was left to do was the castle, which was a bit tricky, but ended up with this. And now we can finally make the Goomba. To make the Goomba move, I set up a basic movement script and it worked out great. So after fixing that, we have this. An animation itself just switches between 2 game objects when the speed is greater than 0. The Goomba also has a boot check and head check for checking collisions against Mario and the blocks. And now it's time to make the enemy, Small Mario. Small Mario just needs idle and walking states, and so he has a run animation which is similar to the Goomba, as well as logic to see if he has hit a wall. Okay, now that it's implemented, we can now move on to making a death animation, which combined with the features we've added to the Goomba now works like this. This version of Mario will continuously shoot fireballs once the Goomba has hit a trigger, and won't move until the Goomba bonks him on the head. Bonk, which will devolve Mario into his normal state, prompting a running animation. Oh, you're wondering what happens if we bonk him again? Bonk. Small Mario appears. Bonk again, then Mario dies. Bonk is just such a funny word. Bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. The first thing I set up was the fire animation, which will be used when the Fire Mario launches a fireball, along with a trigger for detecting when the Goomba is close. Now all we need to set up for Fire Mario is the fireball, which will spawn at this position. The fireball has a physics material attached to it, allowing it to bounce, and boom, we have Fire Mario set up. Almost. All that's left now is to devolve Mario once he hits the Goomba, which was pretty simple to do. First we needed to make a transition animation from Fire Mario to normal Mario, which looks like this. Once this animation is complete, normal Mario needs to run, and so we need to make a running animation. And we can't forget when Mario gets bonked. Again, so we need to make a devolving to small Mario animation looking like this. And that's it. So when Mr. Goomba hits the fire trigger, it prompts Fire Mario to fire, and when we bonk its head, it devolves him to normal Mario, then bonk again, then small Mario. We've added the brick blocks in already, and currently nothing happens. Just bonk. So we need 2 animations for these brick blocks. One, which is a simple up and down movement, which happens when Mr. Goomba is small and can't break the block. and 2, an exploding animation which occurs when Mr. Goomba is big and hits the block. For the animation itself, I made a brick block and created a particle which explodes loads of bricks onto the scene, which will hopefully look interesting when we get around to adding power-ups. Now there's 4 power-ups in total that we will be implementing. Let's start with the big mushroom. I used the Death Sprite and scaled Mr. Goomba to make him bigger, and that's it. Now Mr. Goomba is big, he can do this. Next up is the fire flower. This was a bit tricky and I'm not a fan of the end result, but when Mario gets fired up, he transitions between these 4 sprites and settles on this version once the animation is complete. So I needed to do this for the Goomba and yeah, I don't like it, but we'll have to do for now. And since the Goomba has no hands to throw the fireballs, I gave him a mouth. Yeah, I really don't like it. So all we needed to do now is give Mr. Goomba the power of shooting the fireballs, and I decided not to make them bounce, which makes it look like this. Now the star power up is probably the most powerful of all, giving Mario invincibility for a number of seconds. And this was quite easy to do, surprisingly. All I did was flicker between these 4 states and enable a collider which destroys most things in its path. And now all that's left to do is the Mega Mushroom, which turns Mario into a 300-foot beast, destroying everything and anything in its path. But we'll come back to it later in the video. Now that we have most of the power-ups, we need something to put them in, and that's where mystery boxes come in. The mystery box cycles through these other 4 colors until it has been hit, revealing the power-up and changing to this empty block. I made an animation which cycles between all the different colors, and when the mystery box is hit, it is prompted upwards, revealing the power-up and finally changing to the empty block. I made a simple script which takes in a power-up to spawn once the Goomba has hit it, and this is what it looks like now. Oh, and not all of the mystery boxes have power-ups. Most of them have coins, so I made this coin animation which was spawning once the Goomba hits the mystery box. All we need to do now is place these mystery boxes across the scene, but before we do that, we need to make the Mega Mushroom power-up. Now the Mega Mushroom is easily one of the most funnest power-ups to use in Mario games, allowing you to destroy literally anything in your path. But now it's the Goomba's turn. And it was pretty simple. I made an entirely different mushroom and just copied and pasted the logic we did earlier for the big mushroom, but increased the scale a lot more. Okay, not that much. Okay, it's not that effective right now, and the Goomba is stuck. So let's enable a collider once the Goomba eats the Mega Mushroom, which will destroy anything in its path. Anything it touches will go boom, but we'll save the reveal until later. Setting up the UI, we've got the player name, which is Mario. Actually, no, it's Goomba, sorry. The score, total coins collected, and number of seconds remaining. Oh, and I nearly forgot about this score pop-up that occurs whenever Mario has broken a block, killed an enemy, or collected a power-up. And that's it. Everything is in place now for the Goomba to get its revenge on Mario. And now it's over to the Goomba. Take it away, Goomba.
We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. Now, what are you gonna do?